All right, cool. We should be going live second now. Good enough, Taffy. That's not what I asked for.
And now, with that said, we are live actually, even though it wasn't what you asked for, Q, but no, that's not the thing.
It's
Very much welcome to that beautiful podcast. It's episode 282. That we know for sure. That's written in the book. And my name is Roddy Bergström, talking all the way from the beautiful Stockholm, Sweden, or actually the little outskirts on the south side of the big city. And I'm talking to the beautiful Kudus Campbell all the way over the pond when it comes to the UK and Reading. So, how are you doing, Q? And what did you get when it comes to the food?
I sent my son to the shop, right? I told him like I sent him to the Nepalese shop, and I said to him like, dude, just get me some chicken momo with sweet chili sauce, specifically sweet chili sauce. Make sure to tell them the one that they make in the food court that they do in the town center. Please, sweet chili sauce. Yes, that goes comes back. Which one do you want? Chicken or veg? Chicken. All right, cool. Goes comes back.
Yeah.
This is not what they. This is regular chicken momo in spicy sauce. This is not the one.
Great. So close, but still so far away. I hope it's going to taste good, even so. And I also want to say hello to you guys out there. I see you're here, Alex. Hope you're fine also. And Nalu, hello, hello, all the way from Texas. Hope you're fine. Yeah.
Hmm. Hey, Nalu. Yeah, I told him to get some for you as well. He's brought the wrong thing. He's brought the wrong thing, man. Like, oh my gosh.
It happens.
Oh my god. If anyone could save me and summon me the sweet chili momo, oh, that's all I want. I just wanted some sweet chili momo. That's all I wanted. I just wanted to treat myself a little bit. But
The
no,
sweet stuff, yeah.
it's so
Besides
good.
that,
Mm-hmm.
the sweet. Besides the sweet stuff, man, how has the week been for you? I know you're not feeling like 100%, or am I right? Wrong?
I've been ill
Yeah.
all week. I haven't eaten for most of the week. I've just been drinking liquids and staying hydrated and stuff like that. So I've
Oh, really?
definitely lost some weight. I'm not sure how much, but definitely lost some weight. But yeah, I've had this really bad cough. It started off last week where I was vomiting and fever and all that kind of stuff, and then it sort of snowballed into um me bringing up a lot of phlegm. I couldn't sleep at night. Every night I'd go to bed and I'd just be coughing, and I couldn't get it out of my throat. I'd spit it. I'd bring up as much as I could, spit it out, and then I'd go back, lay back down, and maybe 10, 15 minutes into my sleep, I'll wake up choking on phlegm, and that's been going on for the entire week. And I've been trying all sorts of stuff to sort of get myself back up and running. I'm not much of a medication kind of guy. I don't really like taking a lot of meds. I'm more of a natural remedies kind of person. Drink your ginger teas and
Same,
um,
same.
honey and onions. The natural remedies that your grandmother and stuff would have whipped up. So I'm more of that kind of guy. I like the natural stuff because a lot of this modern stuff, you never really know what they're putting into it, and there's always a side effect. There's always like you take this, but there's a chance your leg will fall off. So, there's a chance your leg will fall off. It's always in really fine, tiny writing behind two labels. It's hidden behind something, and you have to like ask a lawyer to translate it because it's written in French or something like that. So, so yeah, I've not been well. I have literally taken the whole week to sort of recover, and I'm hoping to go into work tomorrow, because that's a whole week without going to work is not good.
Yes.
I just know the work will pile up, and that's terrifying.
Yeah, that's
But
one thing. Yeah, yeah.
at the same time, I can't like at the same time. Last week, I felt ill on the Wednesday, and I pushed myself to go to work on Thursday and Friday, and I was just like, you know what? Why am I pushing myself to go to work when I'm not well? If I just rest and I recover properly when I go back out to work, at least I won't fall back ill again a day after or whatever and have to repeat the same thing. So I figured, just get the proper rest and all that kind of stuff. Q's volume is
Sometimes,
sorry.
yeah.
What was going on about my volume? Q's volume 10, Roger's 6. Oh crap! Is it the same thing like last week?
Yeah, it sounds like it. I
Oh
mean, I don't
bollocks!
know, but they're saying that exactly. Are you picking up? Are you still using your Yeti when it comes to the like output sound?
The output song is coming through my Yeti, yeah. Your headset, your
I'm
audio.
just asking since I don't see it. That's why. So it's
Oh, it's there. It's right here.
okay.
You can
Yeah.
see
Okay.
the
Good.
you
Good.
can
Good.
see the it's just literally how my desk is now. It's sort of out of
Yeah.
frame. You know, I wish I could have it in frame. I think it'll be cool to see it, but no, it's not. It's God, I'm so annoyed that Savvy got me the wrong thing, and I knew this was gonna happen. Oh my God, he always gets the wrong thing. How?
Bygone Q. It's food.
I
Eat.
know.
Get energy. Get better.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
It's gonna be fine.
I love my son, but oh my God, the kid is terrible at following instructions. Oh,
Write
well.
a note. Yeah.
Man, I should next time. Next time, you know what? It's my fault. I should have written a note. Oh man.
I don't know about the audio. I mean, I can't say much from my end or do something, but I'm not sure really.
I've adjusted it. You guys can tell me if it's any better.
Hello. This is Sir Roger talking from Stockholm, Sweden, with a bit of a French accent.
You guys tell me if you hear him better. I've adjusted it.
Yes, I hope I am very much up to level. Yeah.
Roger's 8 and I'm 10. Manageable. Oh.
Okay. Good,
I really,
good.
to be honest, guys, I haven't even turned on this computer much since we podcasted last week. I think I turned off the PC and I just went back to like, other things. I haven't really been on my PC much, to be honest.
Right.
This is kind of Emmy and Alex's room now, so yeah, I'm not really in here much.
I can understand that.
Okay.
Well, apparently, you've been home.
Resting.
So, resting.
I've been home resting, but also helping with Emmy. So her and I have been spending a little time together, chilling and stuff, cuddles and stuff like that, kisses, talking to her, telling her how I'm her favorite and her mother is not, and plotting all these plans as to how we will secretly take over the house. Me, her, and her brothers. But yeah, she's amazing. She's a baby. She's doing baby stuff. So what can I say?
Yeah.
So
that sounds great. How is it going for her? Like, how is it with sleep when it comes to her sleeping pattern right now?
I think her mom hates her.
She knows maybe better when it comes to this week, I guess. Or
I think Alex is very much displeased with her. She's not sleeping at when she should be sleeping with Alex at least. She likes moving though. Like if you strap her to your stomach and you move around, she'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'm perfectly fine. I'll go to sleep now." But if you try to just put her down and lay down with her, that little girl will be laying on there and she'll be like,
Oh really? Okay. That's typical. Yeah, that's all that.
So she's definitely
all that movement.
She moves a lot. She wiggles a lot. She tries to eat everything. She's like and wiggles and doing what a baby do. And then she'll make a grumpy face. She'll be like, and then you'll hear, and she's like, "Oh, you've made a poop," and she's like,
"Yep,
I've done that. That was me."
Over here, yeah, exactly.
That was me. I did that.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's
amazing.
Good. She's a good little kid. So yeah, she's adorable. So anyway, that's been my week. Rest, parenting, that kind of stuff. I'm gonna have to go tell my son off about getting me the wrong Momo, but after the podcast, of course.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's good that you've been at home. I mean, we even though I can understand it becomes a bit stressful when it's like up to a week. But at the same time, if you don't feel well, you gotta rest. That's basically it. Otherwise, it's probably just gonna stay longer. You know how that works, right? You maybe get better a day, but then the day after, you feel like shit again. So
yeah, it's also lucky that I live in a country whereby it is possible to do that, because in some places you lose your job just from being sick. Exactly. Whereas here in the UK, you can, if you are sick, because it was actually originally my manager who said to me, like, "You are not well. You should stay home if you're not well." Because I was pushing myself to go to work. And she's like, "If you're not well, you should stay at home, because it doesn't make sense. You come in and you're not putting 100% in because you're struggling to get through the day," which is what was happening on Thursday and Friday last week. I was struggling to get through the day. So
yeah,
it was nice to just rest basically and try to recover, build myself back up. The only thing is I haven't really eaten much this week other than soup. So I've just been drinking soups. And yeah, I haven't really eaten much. So again, as I say, I feel like I've lost some weight. I feel like my body's run down, so I'm gonna have to bulk back up and eat a lot in the coming weeks, which is why I just said to my son, get me some Momo, but
Still there.
I know I'm gonna
No,
hold
but
this against him for a month. Keep going.
yeah, probably. Yeah, but that's the thing. But it's gonna come back when you just can eat properly and don't have that freaking phlegm going. So then we'll see about it. What do you say there regarding your little your little beauty princess? It's a bit difficult when you're knackered to your extreme. Yeah, I can imagine. Otherwise, she's golden. Well, I'm just asking because I mean, as you know, when you have a little one, especially in the beginning, sometimes it can be hard during the nights, especially
Mm-hmm.
when they like wake up all the time. Then you try to get your sleep, and yeah. But it's amazing what you can. I think we talked about that last time. What you can, how do you say? What you get used to as a parent, though.
Yeah.
I remember that. I still remember this, even though it's so many years ago since Adam and both Adam and Isaac are grown up now. That you adapt to the situation, and you are like tired all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes more, sometimes less, but you're tired like for 1.5, 2 years. That's basically, and then it starts to pan out a bit. I don't want to. I think you know what I mean.
It drains you. It drains you. Like sometimes you're just with them and you're just thinking to yourself, oh my god, like, ooh, how am I still awake? How am I still able to do this? How am I still able to do that?
Yeah.
Because kids require so much. They
Yes.
eat up so much. And even like, for example, like this afternoon, I picked up Ty from school. And I hadn't really gotten any time I hadn't eaten anything for the day, really. I was just laying in bed. I just drank some juice or whatever, I think, and took some medication. And I was laying in bed. And then, I had an alarm. The alarm went off when it was time to pick him up. And I went to his school, and I'm there, and I dragged myself to the school. You just have to imagine me, like, just dragging leg and stuff, head hanging down, like, I have to get him. I was just like a zombie. Imagine the best.
The horrors. Yeah.
Hunger. What's it called again? The Walking Dead. That was me.
Yeah. Oh.
And I get there, and there's Ty. I'm standing a bit away from the class, and there's Ty with his classmates coming out. So they're coming out bit by bit, because what the teachers do is they look and they see all the parents first, and then they're like, "Oh, your parents there. You go." And
okay.
By the time they saw me, and Ty came up, and it was his turn to come out. He saw. He just ran out. He had like a picture in his hand. I think the picture is here, actually. He had this picture that he had done today.
Okay, cool.
And he was like, oh, yeah. He was like, oh, Daddy, I did this picture for you. And so he gave me the picture.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, just put it in your backpack, because I'm not going to hold this picture on the way home. I was like, put it in your backpack. I'll check it out later. And he was like, all right, cool. And then I looked at I looked over his teacher, and I was like, I pointed at him, which is just for her to tell me like how was his day, but I was far away from her, so she just did that, and I was like, okay, cool, perfect. So then he looks over to me and he's like, oh, Daddy, can I go play for like a little bit, and he's like, and it's the way he asked it too. He's like a little like, he's like sheepish and stuff. He's like, so like
okay.
And can I get like a little time to go play on the playground there with my friends, and I'm just like, yeah, sure, why not? You go for a bit, and he's like, all right, cool, thank you. And he's got his stuff, he's run off, he's taking off his jacket, chucked it on the floor, bam, and he's off playing. And I was talking to one of his friend's moms, she's a friend of ours, and so I was talking to her, and then after a bit, it gets to a point where, as parents, you start thinking, yeah, bloody hell, I've been standing here for ages, I want to go home. So I'm like, all the parents start calling their kids over, and I'm like, Ty, Hutch. Which Hutch in Polish is come, right? Yeah. So I was like, Hutch. So he sees me and he's like, okay, cool. And he tries to get that last climb on the jungle gym just before he comes to me.
Yeah.
So he's coming over and then he's like, let me climb over this thing. He could just walk around it. Nah, climb over it.
No, climb over.
So he gets the last climb in and he comes over to me and then we walk home together and we're just chatting. And I'm just like, yeah, so like, I was like, I think, I'm tired, man. Like I feel like, I don't know what I need to go get something to eat. Right. He's like, oh, Daddy, are we going to the shops? Right. And I was like, are you going to be buying something? You know, I was like, he's like, no, I don't have any money. I was like, so why are you suggesting go to the shops then? He's like, I don't know. I think you're going to the shops. He's quite perceptive though. I was planning to go to the shop. But in the end, it turned out Alice was home. She had went out and she got back before we got back, and she had brought some things back for me. So
Okay.
I was able to get inside and have a drink, a few, and chat with her a bit. And she was on the phone with her grandmother as well, so it was really nice. Just
Okay.
coming in and just saying hello and that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was, everyone who saw me said like, oh my god, like one of his friend's moms, when I was talking to her, she was like, oh my god, you look awful, Q. I was like, yeah, I do look awful because I'm not well, I'm sick, people.
Yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
and
Correlates.
it,
Yeah.
it correlates nicely. And you know what? The funniest thing too, my brother and I have this running joke between the two of us where he's always like, "Oh, Q, you're always sick, man. You're always sick." Right. So when I called him up and I was like, he's like, "Bro, how's your week been?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I came down with," and then I remembered, oh crap. He's the last person I want to know that I felt that I came ill.
Don't say anything.
I was like, but I already spilled it. So he was like,
Okay.
"Oh, you're sick now, are you?"
Oh, really?
Oh, really now? And I was like, yeah. So the next time I spoke to him in the week, I was like, yeah, hey bro, how's it going? I am not sick. And he's like, yep, you're not sick, are you? But yeah, we had a nice laugh about it. But yeah, it's been a chill week. Not too bad. Can't complain. Other than being sick, that's the only downside.
Yeah.
But the upsides is I got to actually get some proper rest, and there's some other stuff that happened during the week that I will not disclose here on the podcast. But yeah, it is what it is. It's nothing horrible, anyone. It's nothing you need to worry about. It's just stuff that I could tell Roger that I can't tell the rest of you just yet. So, yeah, but other than that, it's just been that, really. Nothing else to complain about, Remind me, Roger, I'll tell you what that other thing is about after the podcast. But, yeah, that's about it. That's been my week. Roger, what about you? What have you been up to?
It's been a work week for sure. Let me see now in the correct order. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter. The order isn't important. I made more music. I made some other music than the actual horror stuff since that it's done. I've been a bit stressed about it though because maybe I said it last week, but I sent the last remaining cues, like the 3 tracks or trailers that were like the last revision I made. But then it was all quiet, and he usually comes back to me within like 3-4 working days. I mean, I know he's very busy, but it was like a week and nothing. I sent a reminder and nothing. Then I started to think like, wait, it's the Oscars over in the US. I mean, it
Is
could
it?
be something related to that. It's been the Oscars, and there you go. I sent another reminder, and yesterday they answered me, and he was like, "Hey, sorry, I apologize. I should have come back to you, but yeah, it's been quite busy here for the Oscars."
Ooh.
He was apparently sitting in a panel, like a composer panel, at the Oscars, and he had a speech, and he had to prepare for that, blah blah blah. And so, but I got my tracks approved. So now I'm in contact with the other guy. So I'm gonna start to send the stems, like all the stems in each project. That's gonna be a hassle, but that's where I'm at. Finally.
Sounds good.
And yeah, so it was fun. We talked about, because I was happy to see that the Swedish composer Ludwig Göransson got another Oscar. He's on roll, that guy. He got an Oscar for the music when it comes to Sinners. So I'm happy for that.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I think Sinners got the Michael B. Jordan from Sinners. Didn't he get something from the Oscars? He got a Best Actor because he played 2 characters in the film, and that was. I mean, I liked Sinners, so that's quite cool actually. That is quite cool. Also,
cool. Yeah.
And the music in Sinners was also one. I think when we spoke about it on the podcast, it was also one of the highlights for me as well. So that's even better, So yeah.
No, but that's true. I mean, he's very talented. I think also as my contact here at the music library that I'm working with, he met Ludwig there since he was there, and he said he's such a really 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 nice guy, down to earth. And I remember early interviews with him, like before he even got the Black Panther gig, regarding the music there. that he has always praised like his dad. His dad was a music teacher, and he got him a guitar when he was very young.
Mm-hmm.
So they started to, pick out songs like, oh yeah, these are the chords, and if you're gonna play this, you do this. And so he started like that. And so often in his interviews, he really come back to that
Mm-hmm.
background of getting knowledge from his dad, as that was a music teacher. Yeah, so it was kind of neat, but that was kind of nice. So it felt a bit good because, as I said, it was so weird when he didn't answer me, and I was like, "Is something wrong here? What's going on?" you know. And I really wanted to get going with this as well, so I can move on with some other stuff that I'm into now.
Yeah.
But either way, I also was at the rehearsal studio, but not with Capital 59, the hard rock band, but parts of it. The bass player Gunnar, but the former keyboard player Janne, that hasn't been around for some time. He took a break completely off music, but
Mm-hmm.
we have a little trio playing some very weird progressive music.
Ooh.
So it's gonna be very, it's gonna be a bit interesting to see how that plays out or turn out to become or be. We've just met each other like 2 times, so we're
I'm
gonna
sure
rehearse
it's gonna be
on.
amazing.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, hopefully it's gonna be fun. At least we're having fun. That's a good start. We're gonna meet up on Sunday again, so that's gonna be a thing. But it's it's cool. So overall, I think it's been a good week. It's still like weather-wise, it's going back and forth here. Uh, like 3 degrees plus degrees Celsius, and then up to 10 or 11, and it starts to feel like, ooh, I get this spring feeling. Really nice, la di da. But it kind of changes from day to day almost. But we don't have much snow. It's just small things in corners, and that they have put away with the former, like when they were coming with these tractors and everything. But otherwise, it's not much left, which is expected. And now, mental wise, I feel like, go on, come on, pew pew pew, let the birds start to sing, and I want to see those green leaves on the trees now. So go, come on, springtime, springtime.
we've already got spring here. It's actually
I can
pretty
imagine.
warm. It's pretty
Yeah.
warm here. I went out. This is just all I had on. This sort of polo top
Oh, really?
and
Oh,
just
be careful
jeans.
though, so you don't get. You're sick, man. You gotta
No, it's
dress.
it's just properly nice and warm. It's nice and warm, so I can wear
Okay.
something. This night, and I like this salmon polo top. So whenever it gets warm enough, I like to put it on. So yeah, no, it's pretty nice right
Okay.
now. So it's good. It's a nice a
Yeah.
nice time.
But
So
isn't it also nice? I mean, it's much brighter. Like the light comes
oh
earlier.
yes.
Like getting up in the morning is easier. And it also, I was thinking about that when I was at the gym before the podcast and before the dinner, before
Mhm.
the podcast, that when I looked, I was talking to a guy there, and he was like, "Ah, look outside. It's actually still like light."
Mhm.
And it was, what was the time? It was 6:15 p.m.,
Mhm.
and usually here at that point of time it's dark already. So
It is. Oh
yeah.
crap! Now you've already got summer 90s,
Yeah, you have
29 degrees
summer.
Celsius, mate.
Oh
Bloody
shit.
hell!
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Look at that.
That is summer weather, dude. Oh my god,
Ooh,
that's tanked up, shorts weather.
exactly.
Wow,
Let's barbecue.
that is definitely barbecue weather. That is go out and have a nice time and
Oh,
enjoy
it's gonna
the.
get up around 30. I think. I hope it stops there so it doesn't go above that. It does very hot though. It's very hot.
That is quite hot. That
Yeah.
is quite hot. But which reminds me of like Caribbean weather, like being in the
Of
tropics.
course.
It does remind me of that. So yeah, we don't get that's a bad summer for us here in the UK because we don't have the right houses for that. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, it's true.
So
Okay.
with that, let's talk about some telly. Raj,
Yeah.
you've
Yes.
been
Let's do
watching
it.
something that I have yet to watch, and it's the weirdest. Like,
Oh,
and here's the
really?
yeah, and I know of it, and I plan to watch at some point. And here's the funny thing is, I started watching this, and I was just like, I'll watch it later. you
Oh,
know.
okay.
So
Some time ago then, I
some
guess.
time ago. This would have been
Yeah.
this was years ago. This was back when this had just come out. So it would be closer to
Yeah.
20,
2012
closer to
sometime.
2012, 2013, somewhere around there was
Yeah.
when I first saw it. And as I said, like I started watching it, like I had it on. I had a Blu-ray copy, and I was watching it, and I was just like, so it was high 4K, everything looked perfectly sharp, and I was just like, okay, cool. I think I got past maybe a bit of the intro, and then I was like, okay, cool. I'll come back to this later. I never did.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, but I know of it. I know. The I know what it's connected to, and I know about it, and I know that the reviews and how good it is that a lot of people have said about it, at least. But I myself haven't sit down and watched through the entirety of it. So, instead of keeping the people in suspense, Raj, let's talk
Yeah.
about
No,
it.
but it's good. It's nice to hear about your thoughts there, and that you at least got into it somewhat. Maybe
Hmm.
you can finish it now later. Who knows?
Maybe.
Yeah, we're talking about Prometheus,
Yep.
and it's from 2012, and this is, of course, within the Alien universe, the
Yep.
movies, and the whole storyline, if you will. Uh, when it comes to the timeline, this is supposed to be, this is before, like before the events of Alien, the first Alien movie.
Hmm.
That should be correct, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It
And
is. It is the
the
prequel.
yeah, it's a prequel, and the reason why I watched it was actually two. I didn't really. I had watched everything I had, like the series, and you know how it is. The season is over, and there's not a new one for
Hmm.
whatever reason. So I was like, what am I? What shall I watch? And I was like, yeah, why not watch like something I watched before, but rewatch? Because I did watch Prometheus when it was released,
Hmm.
and this is interesting because Isaac is like he doesn't really like this movie. He's like,
Ooh.
I don't think it's that good. And I'm like, really? What is it? Why is it not good? And we never really got to that point in the
Hmm.
discussion. That was one reason why I wanted like to rewatch and see if is it really that bad? Is it
Hmm.
bad or is it you know? Because I mean, I remembered the movie. I
Hmm.
remember most of it also when I was watching it again. But even so, because I am very much into sci-fi, I love sci-fi. I love me some sci-fi. I've been
Good
like that
stuff.
since I was a kid. Since I was a kid, that's been with me all along.
Hmm.
So just saying that, I like this. It's kind of epic and everything.
Yep.
And again, it's directed by Ridley Scott. He's
Yep.
kind of cool.
Hmm.
There's good acting. There's, I mean, Michael Fassbender, for example, is there
Yeah.
as the android. You know, there's always like a robot, isn't it? A
Hmm.
bit of you never really know where you have them, right? In the
Yeah.
alien movies, they are like very yeah, they are there to protect and to help the humans, right? But at the
Mhm.
same time, they're very fascinating of these alien species, if I put it like that. So Prometheus, then being a sequel, no, yeah, prequel. Sorry, my bad.
Hmm.
Is about actually. I gotta see how much I can say without spoiling. There is one thing I'm gonna mention, and I'm gonna say before I mention it, the scene I want to talk about just for a sec or two that it's a bit of a spoiler thing, but I'm gonna try to make it not so spoilish, if that
Hmm.
makes sense. But I have to say that this is about actually following clues to the origin of mankind, meaning you and me as human beings.
Hmm.
And it becomes a bit controversial because, as you know, I mean, if we think about, yeah, that's a bigger discussion or thought. But if we think about religion and what religion is based of,
Hmm.
that there's a God that has created all
Hmm.
this stuff, but at the same time, who is God? And are there like maybe that's something that is a advanced technology that actually made
Hey,
this? Who knows?
hey, you know
So
what?
yeah, who
It's
knows?
sort of like when you think about it, like when you watch some films and they have like people go from the future to the past, and then the people from the past see the people in the future
Mm.
people as like gods. So, like they're like, oh my god, like if you imagine as a caveman, as a caveman, you see a guy come around and he like calls
Yeah.
another guy, yo, what's up? And then he's got a voice coming through in a video
Yeah.
of another guy on the screen, and then that guy just pops up, and you're just like, huh? He made him appear. It's magic. Oh, the horrors. He's a god. We must
Yeah,
worship
yeah.
him.
I mean, who knows?
So
Who knows,
who
right?
knows?
But it's kind of
It's
it's
interesting.
fascinating,
Yeah.
isn't it? And interesting. So whatever you believe in or not, it's still kind of fascinating, and I
Yep.
think that's what they're doing here. They are putting up this background and the background story then of the origin here of mankind in a way that it's a bit fascinating. So this team then from Earth,
Hmm.
human beings, and Michael Fassbender is one of them, even though he's a robot,
Hmm.
is put together and they find this structure on a distant moon, right?
Hmm.
And but they soon realize they are not alone. Of course,
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Obviously.
And as I said, there are cool scenes in this movie, and very epic, like overall. And I like the whole setting. And for me, it's like it's very much entertaining for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's I like it that way. Sure, it's not like the best if I'm gonna, even though this is a bit different. Again, it's a prequel, and it's not really the xenomorphs that
Yeah.
we are used to in the Alien movies. That we
Mm-hmm.
can say without spoiling anything, even though we get to understand in the end, actual end of the movie, why things are leading to what we then see,
In the movies.
later on in the first, Alien movie,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of interesting. Um, and I wanted to say this scene that I was talking about is this typical adrenaline scene in an alien movie when something has gone completely wrong and there's something that isn't supposed to be as it is, like, and I'm talking about the Swedish actress here, Noomi Rapace. By the way, she doesn't have a Swedish name, but she's
Ooh.
from Sweden, Noomi Rapace, and she's doing it really well here.
Mm-hmm.
There is something, and I'm not going to describe, even though if you might have watched movies with alien, like alien movies, you probably think when I'm going to say that it's yeah, whatever. There's something inside of her, and she realizes that, and she's like, I have to get rid of this. And she goes into this chamber, and she lies down, and we're talking high tech stuff now in the future, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she's like trying to get herself cut open and take it out.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, that's basically what's going on. And I think she's doing this really well. The sweat, the anxiety, the stress, like the adrenaline, everything pumping and going,
Mm-hmm.
and how that is portrayed, like how they do this scene, it's like crazy. Yeah, it's pretty ecstatic in a way. Well done, I
Pretty
have to say.
believable.
Yeah, yeah, quite believable. I have to say, it's thick.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but that's just one little detail, right? So overall, what can I say? For me, being a sci-fi fan, also someone that loves the alien movies, this was nice to come back to. Even though I've seen the movie, I remember almost everything that
Mm-hmm.
shows up on the screen. It worked. It works for me. And when I check, like, let's just go into IMDb. It's still a solid 7 here on IMDb,
Yeah, it
which
is.
means that it's quite high, but not like great.
Mm-hmm.
So I would, after watching it, yes, I think it was yesterday I watched it, or the day before. But either way, watching it recently, I would still put it around there, like a 7.
Ooh,
So
okay. So it holds
yeah,
up.
so
So
yeah,
So
that's
Isaac was wrong,
solid.
basically.
Yeah,
So
I think so.
so did you
I
just
need
go
to
over
take
to
a
him and
talk and
be
discussion
like,
with.
look,
Yeah,
so you were wrong, mate. Like,
yeah,
you questioning my ability to experience
yeah.
good stuff?
Don't give me that shit, son.
Exactly, right? You're grounded for a week. No tally.
Exactly. Say that to someone that is 26 now. That's gonna
I
be
know,
interesting.
right?
But no,
Oh man.
but yeah, I don't know. Again, I haven't had the time because it's just been him. Like we talked about it a few days ago,
Hmm.
briefly,
Yeah.
and you never got to understand what he meant. And then also when he saw me, he came out from his room,
Hmm.
just passed. Oh, you're watching that now, like
Probably
and I'm like,
disgust.
yeah, I am. Oh, and I could see again. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
But
judging you.
I need to understand why he's saying that.
You know, that's the
It's
thing
like,
is, to a certain extent, I'll use Xavi and myself as an example. Like, we have a lot of things that we have in common. So, for example, like, Xavi likes One Piece, I like One Piece. Xavi likes eFootball, I like eFootball. Xavi is really into Warhammer, I like Warhammer.
yeah.
Xavi, there's a lot of stuff that he likes that I like. But then there are things in it where I just don't get it that he likes, and then there's stuff where I get that he's just like, I don't get it. I don't really care.
Right.
I don't fancy that too much, or that's not really my cup of tea. And I think it could be something like that. It could just be that Isaac just maybe this particular one doesn't resonate as well with him as maybe other things that you guys share so closely. Because yeah, sometimes it's just is that, and sometimes it's just maybe it's just a conversation. Maybe he hasn't seen it from your eyes, and he hasn't seen it, in the same way.
Yeah. I mean, it
So
is what it is. Usually, exactly. Usually, we have about the same taste
yeah.
with many things. Same goes with Adam, actually.
Mm-hmm.
They could be my sons. That could be why.
You've cloned yourself.
Yeah, infiltrated. No, but yeah, it's true. But yeah. talk about it. I gotta talk a bit with him. I mean, because he liked, we both like the newest, like especially the Alien Romulus movie that
Yeah.
isn't too old. So, did you
hmm
watch that, by the way? Did
I
you see
didn't.
it?
So here's the thing. I would say
Yeah.
about the Alien series, right? And this is also the reason why I dropped Prometheus as well. It's one of the reasons. It's because I found out it was an Alien movie. That was the other reason. I was like, oh crap, this is Aliens. So when I was younger, I remember seeing the first Aliens movie, the original first Aliens, and
yeah, that's the OG.
I was a kid at that point in time. That movie was terrifying. That was
It is.
horrifyingly terrifying. And I saw that around the time when I saw Predator as well, because Aliens and Predator was kind of like interlinked. So I saw Predator because my dad liked those kind of films. So he would get the VHS tapes and he'd bring it home, he'd pop it in the VHS, and we'd watch it. But I couldn't stand those kind of movies as a kid, and I found them terrifying because I was very scared of things as a kid. I used to have nightmares. And things in the dark used to scare me and all this sort of stuff. And I've gotten to a point now as an adult where I'm not afraid of the dark and things don't scare me anymore and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know if there's a little subconscious child version of me still in the back of my mind that's sort of like, oh, you know what, let's just stay away from this for now.
It could be so. It could be so. I mean, one of Adam's best friend, he's quite scared of horror movies and he wouldn't watch an alien movie, I think. So it really depends on, I mean, I like that stuff. I like horror movies.
Yeah.
I like horror games. I like to get a bit scared, but it's hard to scare me nowadays because I've seen so much. But it's either way, it's kind of a thrill for me.
It is a thrill, yeah.
And when we talked about it, and sorry, when you said Predator, I just realized I watched the new Predator movie, by the way. I haven't talked about it.
We'll save it for next week because I've got some. Yeah, it's Predator Badlands. I've actually got some stuff that I have watched that I haven't spoken about yet on the podcast. So we'll definitely be able to catch up on that one. In response to Nalu's question, reincarnated as a rib cage. I don't know what that is about. I tried googling it while Roger was talking a bit about Prometheus, but I still don't know what it's about. So I don't know what it's about, and it sounds like a very weird isekai, but who knows? Not really my cup of tea. It seems like, but maybe when I see more of it, I'll probably be a little bit interested. But on the aliens thing, I could now at this stage in my life go and watch an aliens movie and I'll be fine. Like I'm not scared of horror movies. But I think it's just like a subconscious thing where I just avoid them instinctively, not because I'm scared, because I have watched horror movies as an adult, like watching Get Out, for example. And
a good one.
A very good one. And I enjoyed that movie, but at the same time, it was a horror movie. And I could go watch a movie like Scream or and I've watched most horror movies growing up. I've seen the Freddy movies. I've seen Jason. I've seen all of it, and I've seen all the OG horror movies. Chucky was the worst. Oh my gosh, that was the worst. The absolute worst for me was Chucky because it was a toy and I liked toys and I was a kid. And I saw Chucky when I was probably, I want to say maybe I was 6 or 7. So I was like a little child.
Oh, that's young.
That was horrifying. So as a little child seeing Chucky, I don't even think I slept on my own that week. It was so bad. Yeah. But now as an adult, I'm the one like, oh god, I can't sleep with the light on. Turn that thing off, man. Like I'll be up, watching what Lord knows what, and then I'll go to bed, and I'll just be like, I had a nightmare. I was like, oh come on, grow up, woman. She'd be like, oh. Don't look at yourself. If you see yourself in the mirror at 3 o'clock in the morning, blah 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 blah, and I'm there in the mirror dancing with myself at night, yeah, buddy. Literally, I think it's just a remnant of my childhood me, but
and it's also what you prefer. I mean, you might prefer if you would choose like to have a good romantic comedy here and you have a good horror movie here. Maybe you choose the romantic comedy. It's not like.
Yeah, I would.
Stranger than that, or weird or whatever have you. It's because I would most likely choose the horror movie.
Yeah, you'd be like, yeah.
You know how it is, right? Or the references when it comes to games. I mean, oh, a good JRPG. Well, that's cool, but this is a good shooter. So
Yeah, and that's it.
uh,
That's
it's,
That's literally it literally comes down to that because there are so many, like for example, so many good shooters that come out that I look at the trailers and I'm just like, ooh, that looking good though. Like I remember when Hunt
yeah.
Showdown came out and I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, that looks so nice, right? But then when I finally played a bit of it and I was like, all right, cool, I've played it now. I see how nice it
Yeah,
is.
remember we played it
We
early.
played it
We
together.
had
Yes, we
Yeah,
did.
we played it together, and it was not in a good state then when
It
it comes to
wasn't.
optimization and everything. But man, that
It
game
looks
is
so
it's
good.
really good. It's still one of the better and like original kind of concept ideas of a extraction shooter, if you will.
Let me
With this
actually.
mix of like Wild West and the monsters and the grit and everything, it's really good.
Yeah, I still have
They're
a
still doing
copy.
good updates, to be honest. So yeah.
I still have a copy. It
Mm.
says Hunt Showdown 1896. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, still have
Beautiful.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Still have my
You should.
copy
You
here.
should.
Still have my
I haven't
copy.
played it in a very long time, but I still recognize it as a really, really good game, and it is.
Yeah.
One of my followers or friends, when it comes to streams and everything, lives on the west coast here in Sweden. He has played a lot of Hunt Showdown. He
Mm-hmm.
didn't know about the game. I think I might have been the one that kind of recommended it to him.
Mm-hmm.
But he really, really loved it. I see Nalo. Yeah, this is a good one. Yeah, talking about maybe the next scary movie you should check out is Christine. Yeah, Christine. Right there we
Mm.
go.
Ooh
That
la
was
la.
some time ago. The Stephen King, like the car, right? Is
Let
that?
me Google and see that
I
one
think
because
so.
I've probably seen, and that's the thing, you know, for a lot of these older
Or
scary
maybe
movies,
Carrie. Oh, the
I've
first, like the original
seen a
Carrie
lot.
movie. Oh,
I think I've seen this one.
yeah.
I'm
I've seen Christine. Yeah.
I might have seen this one as well. Again, and this is the thing. A lot of these movies back in the day, it was just common. Like you would
Yeah.
they would either your parents would either bring home a VHS of it, or it would just
Mm.
play on telly at some point or the other. And that kind of leads into what I've been watching this week, which is I've been watching Amazon Prime.
Okay.
And one of the things that Amazon Prime has been doing recently, I don't know how long they've been doing it because I haven't really been checking, but Amazon Prime has been running sort of like, it's like cable basically, it feels like. It's like
Yeah.
they take either an old series or a genre and they just run live on air sort of episodes of their series. So they've got like, obviously you've got to have the OGs like your Seinfeld. And I've been watching Married with Children with my
Look at that.
family.
No, yeah.
This is classic old school, and the reason why I picked this one because I've been watching a bit of a bit of them. It's not just this, but the reason I picked Married with Children was because when I put it on to watch with the family, Alex was like, "Is that the Bundys?" And I was like, "No, it's Married with Children. What are you talking about? Like it's Married with Children." And she's like, oh, okay. And then it starts playing for a while. And then she sees the characters and she's like, that's the Bundys cue. I was like, no, it's not the Bundys, Alex. It's Married with Children. Look at the name. And I pause the thing and Ty is there. He's like, yeah, it's Married with Children. Look, it's on there. It's on the screen. And Alex was like, she's like, in Poland when I was growing up, it was called Meet the Bundys or something like that. And I was like,
Really?
what? So then I Googled it and apparently it was apparently called
Okay.
Meet the Bundys in Poland. So if you search Married with Children and you type Polish name, it comes up as it comes up as Swat. So Svat. I mean, my Polski is terrible. Svat. Zwiat Vedlog Bundit, which translates roughly to Meet the Bundys, right? Right.
Wow.
My Polski is terrible. Alex is probably, I mean, she's probably falling asleep because she usually falls asleep to my voice. But essentially, it translates to Meet the Bundys. But the Polish words, you know, my Polish is terrible, but that's what Alex knew that. She was like, it's Meet the Bundys. And I was like, I did not know that it had a different name. And I think that's the cool thing as well when it comes to a lot of series. In different countries, they were called different things because they sort of made it for I guess it was tailored towards the market or the whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I that was cool to find out, to realize that Married with Children is called something else in Poland. Um,
Definitely.
so yeah, the Bundys. So other than that, yeah, that's what I really wanted to add about my telly that I've been watching. I've been watching Married with Children, and among other things on there. And for those who don't know Married with Children, it's just an old sitcom from back in my days, 1987. So this was airing when I was a kid. All right, throughout my childhood, this played on the television. And it was just about this guy who's like a married man with a wife and kids, and just how hard it is to be a married man with a wife and kids. And I'm a married man with a wife and kids, and I know what it's like. And I was like, yes, tell them, Ted.
Cool.
You know what's going on. They don't know. So Bud Bundy, Ted Bundy, his wife, the whole family, and the wife, she comes in and she's like, oh, let me take your money and buy stuff, and he's just like. It's
a good series. It's nice.
It's good. It's very good. So if you have Amazon Prime, right now there's a bunch of series on there that you can just watch on air, and it sort of brings back that old classic feeling of watching television back in the day. You just turn on the telly and something's running, and you just watch whatever's there. And a lot of the times back in the day, you'd leave the telly running in the background and just fall asleep. You put it on.
Yeah.
You just lay down, and you'd be like, whatever's playing is playing, and you're just like.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I've done. I've sort of put it on and just left it running and just chilled, not really thinking about it too much in the background. It's sort of like company in the house, basically.
It's almost like having the radio on a bit.
Yep.
Like.
Yep. I mean, hey, that goes even more old school. Having the radio on in the background, listening to classic radio as
my mom. She's always said that. She's like always have the radio going on in the background when she's at home.
You need it. It's good company.
My childhood, and I remember it like also now. Even though she's older now, she still has it on.
I wish I had radio now, because like I remember coming in from school and I had an old Casio radio, because I was like, recently I've been going into town with the boys and Alex from time to time, and you see like some of these shops, like pawn shops, and they buy you stuff and sell it over again. And they have like classic radios and classic stuff in there.
Yeah,
right. And I'm like showing the kids, like, back in our day, we had these things. This was amazing, And you'd see these old, like I had an old Casio radio, and you'd have a cassette tape in it, and you would listen to the radio. You'd come in from school, you'd switch it on, and you'd sort of tune the track to get the right station, because you'd have to you'd be moving it, sort of getting the right.
Yep.
Little spot, and then it's right there, and they're like, oh, perfect. You sort of twisting the antenna on top of it, trying to, like, if you have the bunny ears ones, and you get it the right way, and then when you got it, you're just like, yeah. And then you'd have the radio announcer, he'd be on Hot 93, the best music, blah blah blah, and he'd be talking about stuff, and he'd be like, you're on your way home on the ride from blah blah blah, and then the music would be playing, and I'd just be in my room just listening to the music, yes, hyping myself up. The end of the day, whoo, it's a great day.
But it's cool, it's like the thing we've talked about, the difference between like the analog thing compared to digital.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this thing you can put your hand on it, and as you say, open the cassette, put in a cassette, start to play, or as you described, tuning the radio. It's really nice,
It's classic. It's so good.
Kind of things. I think it's a different experience than just blip, turn on Spotify or whatever have you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like. It's not the same thing.
It's not the same. And the feeling of just like when you have a cassette tape and you've listened, so you've got to the end, and then it's one of two things you do. Either you flip it and then you play the other side, or you hit rewind and you wait for it to go back. You're just like, and then you start from the beginning. And it's like, kids these days will never understand the beauty of it, the magnificence of the magnificence of having two sides of a cassette that you flip to the other side for other songs. Oh, but go on. And what?
Yeah, and you got some problems maybe. You the cassette, like, oh shit, the whole
it jammed.
Was, like, stuck in there. You took it out and you got it out eventually, and we're like, oh, is it broken? No, it's not. You took a pen and
you twisted it. Oh, yeah. You'd have like I would use like a 2B pencil, because it had the rigid edges. And you could put it in and just turn it easily to get it back. And sometimes you would have the ribbon sort of twist in, and you sort of had to like straighten it. But you'd hope, please don't let it be damaged. Please, especially if that was a tape that you made yourself like a mixtape where you recorded stuff off the radio, so you're like, I'll never get this back again in the right order. And you sort of get it back exactly the way you wanted it. And oh man, it's good times. Classic. It was
interesting when I got into this. I really made my heart warm. It's like I got some really nice memories.
It's good. It's good times. Good times. I mean, nothing.
In many ways.
It takes me back to when I was a kid and just like Christmas time and my parents playing like you know, like my mom and dad used to play a lot of, there was this Kenny G all the time.
Oh man.
It was always Kenny G. My God.
Look at that.
That used to play all the time. You just have Kenny G playing, and my mom would have like the Christmas lights up, and she changed the whole living room up for Christmas, so you'd have the curtains changed and stuff. Oh man, it was that. That is just like, ooh, that brings back. I don't even know whatever happened to those stuff, but they're gone now. But oh my gosh, it's good times. Good times.
Indeed.
Yeah. Good stuff. We could stay on this all day. But
absolutely.
We must crack on. With regards to video gaming, I think we should jump on to video games. I have been playing eFootball. Not much because I've not been well, so I've put it on from time, maybe a match at night before bed or something. And there's currently a tournament going on. It's a tournament for for hitting like a top rank or whatever have you and so forth. I've played the first match of it and I've lost the first match. That is the video you see on the screen right now is that first match. So
that was the one you were recording before the podcast.
Yes, because I wanted to get a clip and I was winning, and then all of a sudden this guy came back and won the match, 3-2. It was an awful way to lose a match, especially when it's terrible when you're leading. And then you drop the points, but at the same time, this guy was time wasting like hell. He was pausing, he was doing this, he was doing that. GG to him. At the end of the day, he won. But my God, it felt like at the end of the game when he won, it felt like the whole momentum of the game changed to him. It was the weirdest feeling. It felt like everything I did, sort of like I would put my player in a position that would intercept his player, but the ball would bounce off my player and still end up on the player that he wanted. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this feels so scripted, but at the same time I was just like, you know what, he won. And then at least we've got footage for the podcast, so you guys get to see me lose. If you've been paying attention to the gameplay in the background, that's me losing. But yeah, it happens, you win some, you lose some. So there's that, and then Trinidad and Tobago has their next competition to pick the players to represent Trinidad and Tobago for the next eFootball event. So I'm going to be competing in that as well, and trying to get top.
When is that?
That's starting now, as far as I'm aware. Last I checked, I saw a message in my messages. I think it's supposed to start today. So I'm going to try to get in on that, see if I can get in rank, see how high I do, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. And then we'll go from there. But usually when I push rank, I do pretty well, reasonably well. I don't know how I am right now. I think I'm generally okay, but at the same time, I could drop some points here or there. I'm not at my. There's a point in time in this game where I felt like I could pick specifically where I wanted this ball to land and get it exactly there and score on a needle's pin. Now I feel like it's not that, like, because a lot of times, sometimes I play a pass and it doesn't end up where I want it, or stuff like that, and I've just sort of got to a point where I can generally win, but in some moments I'm frustrated because of the fact that the game just isn't responding the way I want it to. My players aren't making the runs I want them to make, and so forth. But I think that's kind of the beauty of playing these sort of live service games, is that you're constantly having to adapt and change and adjust. Right. It's annoying, but at the same time, hey, it is what it is. Will I drop it for now? Maybe not, but if there was a better alternative, something that had the same gameplay style, but a bit more consistency in certain things, I'd drop it. But for now, this is all I have. So I've been playing E. Been trying my best to get by, and yeah, it is what it is. This is what I've been
Cool.
playing. So yeah. What about you, Raj? What have you been playing?
I have gone back in time a bit and played a game I haven't played in some time. This
Mm-hmm.
is not unusual for me, as you know. I
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, or very often, do content out of that, going back playing a game that I used to play, and most of the time used to play quite some.
Yeah.
But this is an exception. The thing is, Adam, my oldest son, said to me, "Well, maybe you should go back and check out Overwatch again,
The
because
first
this is
one.
the thing." Well, this is the thing. There is no first one any longer because when they made Overwatch 2, like in 2023, it was released in September, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's when the cycle of Overwatch 1 ended.
Mm-hmm.
But it has been going so so. Marvel
Mm-hmm.
Rivals come, a strong competitor and everything. And Blizzard did things like a bit of a Activision not really listening to the community. They wanted certain changes. But now, in February
Mm-hmm.
this year, they made a lot of changes. First off, it's rebranded. It's not called Overwatch 2. It's only simply called Overwatch now.
Mm-hmm.
And what I did is, oh, why did I put that away? Uh, I I I started to play. I just went in and I made a. I'm gonna put up a video tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
but I have streamed it. I did it on Tuesday this week. Played with some friends, almost a full team, and it was interesting since it's a game I haven't touched in 7, 8 years. That's
Mm-hmm.
how long it is. And you know, Q, there's a reason why, for example, I didn't play much Overwatch. This is also because I started to play more Paladins instead.
Yes. Yes.
So you see, and of course I moved on with other games. Was also when I got into CS:GO and actually played quite some Counter Strike for some time, and
Mm-hmm.
so on. I've always recognized Overwatch to be a kind of a cool game. You know, it's just not been really my fully my cup of tea or something I would like grind or play a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Adam reached a high level. I think you know
Mm-hmm.
became like esports level at some point, but he never really
You never pursued
they
it.
they stopped. Yeah, he became one of the best, like top 500 in Europe actually, which is quite a and that was the peak, like the peak when the peak now numbers were many 100, like many 100K players playing the game, like the
Mm-hmm.
first Overwatch game. Senya, I think that's the character he was so good at. Either way, I played and look at that now. I had a good time. It was actually fun. I there's something I need to do. Like, hold on. Um,
I'm just looking at the gameplay at the website, sorry, for Overwatch right now, because
yeah.
obviously with new updates they put out new characters and all that kind of stuff, but you can see the old cast as well. A lot of the classic characters that people have fallen in love with for all this time
Yeah.
are there. But
I'm
yeah.
gonna put this up. So I had some notes I remember, but for some reason I closed it down. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's here.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, as I said, they rebranded back to Overwatch,
Mm-hmm.
and they have now started like a new yearly story, if you will. They have gotten a bit back to like the story thing as
Mm-hmm.
well. It's called Reign of Talon. It's like season 1 from February 10.
Mm-hmm.
They added 5 new heroes.
Yeah.
For me, though, there was a lot of new heroes. It's quite a few. So they launched them at once, and I think they haven't really done that either before. They more like put out like one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a new system in here when it comes to sub roles that
Mm-hmm.
have like passive abilities, and there's also competitive rank reset they've done, UI, UX overhaul, and stuff like that. So it wasn't just these balance patches. It was as they've said it themselves, it was a soft reboot of the game. And then on February 10, this new season came up. There was also new maps, not only heroes, and new progression, loot systems,
Mm-hmm.
and as said, on beginning of ongoing story content. And throughout then the rest of February, there has been things done. Of course, they also needed to nerf to stronger heroes or buff the weaker ones. I mean, that happens when you put new meta into the game. That has to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think overall, the community has reacted positive. There's been a huge influx when it comes to players between, like, just looking at player numbers. I went onto Steam charts and just between like January to February, it's a huge change.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks very good right now for Overwatch when it comes to the game. And I kind of liked what I saw. I played a new, at least for me, a new game mode called Stadium, where there's like you have points or add up points, and you buy like almost a bit of a money management system within like getting a certain perk system that you buy for those points, and
Mm-hmm.
you know you can tweak your already existing character in a way that wasn't really there before in Overwatch. That was kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And the game modes changed between rounds, which was also kind of interesting. You know, maybe just escort in one, and then like more the King of the Hill one, the next one. So
Keeps it
really cool, I
all
have to say. Yeah.
sort of keeps it sort of fresh, basically, because
Yeah,
you.
yeah, I have to say, I think Blizzard has done a kind of interesting and good job here, at least
Mm-hmm.
from my perspective. Also being almost, I shouldn't say like noob, but noob in the game in many ways, since I I haven't played it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a good time, and yeah, it was kind of cool actually. So is it something else I need to yeah, yeah. Also, rapid balance patches, because they have been known for being very slow before, especially with the first game. So you know, people are waiting, waiting. You know, like you've seen the changes within like the football game you're playing, like eFootball.
Yeah.
But here they have sped it up, so to say. To so I think as a whole, the community feels like it's more like it's more alive now again,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense. And it seems to have inspired the creators behind the game also when it comes to the development and developers.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good thing. So I think if anyone is thinking about like a free to play option, and maybe something to play, I mean you can solo queue of course, but of course even more fun if you have a friend or two,
Mm-hmm.
then Overwatch can actually be, and I say Overwatch now, but it's basically Overwatch 2 that has been rebranded into only Overwatch, this soft reboot.
Mm-hmm.
Then it could definitely be an option for you. So I will I play it more? Yeah, most likely. I will most likely play it a bit more now and then. It's not going to be like something I probably get into ranked and gonna sweat and everything, because it can be sweaty. Even so, the game has been on for a long time, and even though you play in like the casual game modes, it can be quite sweaty,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes the matchmaking also put you in a team that maybe have to are a bit more stressed due to the opponents that
Mm-hmm.
you are facing. So it depends really on those kind of algorithms within the game. But yeah, I give Overwatch the overhaul. Well, not overhaul is a strong word, but the soft reboot, I give it a thumbs up. From my perspective, of someone that kind of likes the game but never really played it a lot, yeah, sure, cool. There we go.
I think that's cool, and also I think what's the for me, because like listening to all of that, there's a lot of with regards to Overwatch where I sort of sat out in the beginning because of the fact that Overwatch had a price tag originally. When
Yeah.
Overwatch first came out, it was a premium game. It was a game you
Yes.
purchased and you sat down and you played with your friends, and at the time that was the sort of deciding factor for me with regards to it and Paladins. Now
Yeah.
Overwatch is essentially free to play, so you could just jump in, which is how it should have been in the first place. I think
Yeah. I think
I
so.
think had it been that way in the first place, it would have probably hooked me. So I've never really played Overwatch to an extensive period of time. I think I probably played it during a free weekend or something, but
Yeah.
never really jumped in religiously. So maybe I will check out this new revamp of Overwatch. It is as they say, it's on Blizzard's website. It says Overwatch is available for free on select platforms with crossplay and cross progression, which to me is a
Yeah.
huge boom, because if you can
Yes.
if you can play on multiple platforms but also your progression carries over, that's
Yes.
huge, because then it
Yes.
means, like, for someone like me playing eFootball, my progression doesn't carry over between my devices, but I wish it
Yeah.
did.
Exactly.
I wish
Yeah.
I could just decide to play my PS5 if I wanted to, and it's the same team. I could play my
It should.
PC and so forth, but I can't. It's not. It doesn't cross over, and I don't know if Konami will ever do that. But this is great. Cross progression, cross play. So the devices you can actually use include using Windows itself. You can use Xbox Series X or Xbox Series S and Xbox One, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4. You can use Steam, or a Nintendo Switch. So you could literally hop on pretty much almost anything you own and play with your friends. And if you have, like myself, you have multiple devices, you could just jump between them and use the device that you're most comfortable with at the time, or maybe the one that's most convenient to you in that moment. So I think this is great. This is absolutely amazing. The only thing I would say is I don't know if it runs on the Steam Deck, and that's something that I would be curious to find out if it actually runs on the Steam Deck.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
Yeah, so because I know a lot of these games, the multiplayer games don't really run as well on the Steam Deck because of the fact that they have like anti-cheat stuff in there, and those they're not really set up for the Steam Deck, those anti-cheat software.
True.
But yeah, Overwatch sounds good. Sounds good. So yeah. We will have to check back again and see how it's going. Oh, it does say playable on the Steam Deck. I'm assuming you have to tweak some stuff, but it says playable. Valve test indicates that Overwatch is playable on the Steam Deck. This game functions on the Steam Deck and requires a little extra effort. Enter in some text manually. I'm assuming that's to enter your account name. And in-game text may be small and difficult to use, but to read. But the rest of it says fine. So I'm assuming it works. Okay. That's what it says. So never learn. All right, that's it. Oh wow,
that's it.
I think we've got a podcast, Rog.
We have it. It's in the bucket.
It's in the bucket. Let's do it. All right. So with that, let me just close off these tabs I opened up, Prometheus and Overwatch, because I've been clicking on things while we've been doing the podcast. But yeah. With that, how about we say goodbye to the listeners and lubber out of here?
We shall. As always, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. I hope you got some good tips. I know that some of them are, so you better pay attention. And we will come back with some other good stuff, hopefully next week. As always, before that, take care. An apple a day keeps the doctor away, la-di-da, and some good video gaming maybe. So with that said, muffin and out.
Beautiful as always. So with that, you can find Rog at 40 Split Splash. That's no. Oh no, wait. He streams. Did I say that correct? You can find him at 40 Split Splash. That's the number 40 SPLISH. He streams. Yep, I got it correctly the second time on a Tuesday and a Sunday. That's correct.
Indeed.
Oof. You know what? That's a sick hit in me. It was like, look, let me get you to say this wrong, but I was like, no, I got this.
Fighting back.
Yeah, fought back. I was like, no, not happening. You can find me at LP Guardian, Guardian without a U, pretty much everywhere else. Or you can find us at Simply Binge or at Simply Binge UK. As always, we wouldn't like you guys to miss on any episodes of That Beautiful Life podcast. Many beautiful people like you subscribe to this podcast on Castbox, Acast, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Simply Binge, coming elsewhere, and what's the comment they're gonna like it that we're giving it for free. So, as always, guys, this has been queued for your pleasure. It's a wrap. And in response to Nali, your last message in the chat, I've seen the title of that anime. It's quite long though. Mugger Juice, that's a long title. You know, whenever you find an anime that's got such a massive length of a title, you guys can see that, right? I've sort of got it on the screen. You can see what that is. This is exactly what I found, Nali. When I clicked on it, it looked like this, but I don't see an anime. It says latest. I'm assuming this is going to take it to Crunchyroll. Yes, it's an upcoming anime. It's not out yet. And it's about, I guess, a guy who is reincarnated as a ribcage somehow, based on the title. But I don't know. I'm not really, I think I've said this before on the podcast. I am not the guy out there for like a lot of new series. I tend to stay away from new anime series until they've like got a few episodes underneath them, because I just don't watch a lot of stuff when it's airing, because it, you know, when you're watching anime and it's airing, you really need to, like, there's breaks in time. I just want to watch the thing when it's in, you know, sometimes I just want to binge, like the channel name says. I want to binge my anime. So with that, we'll catch you guys later. See you guys in the flip side. Now I need to find my